Close your eyes for a moment and picture an era when Mercedes-Benz didn't just manufacture cars, they created masterpieces. Machines so refined, they carried a soul, built with passion, precision, and purpose. The graceful Mercedes-Benz 280 CE C123, a symbol of pure craftsmanship and timeless style, gliding through the roads with unmatched elegance. Then came the Mercedes-Benz E500 W124, born from a partnership with Porsche, a hidden powerhouse that could rival supercars while wearing a business suit. And finally, the majestic Mercedes-Benz S600 W140, the ultimate V12 flagship that redefined what true luxury and power meant in the 90s. These aren't just cars, they're a legacy of engineering perfection, a golden reminder of when Mercedes built machines meant to last a lifetime. Today, we uncover the story of these three icons that shaped automotive history and proved why Mercedes-Benz remains the king of timeless excellence. Mercedes-Benz 280 CE C123, 1977 to 1985. The late 1970s were a golden age for Mercedes-Benz, a time when the company wasn't chasing trends or tech gimmicks, but quietly building cars meant to outlive their owners. And standing tall among those machines was the Mercedes-Benz 280 CE, a two-door coupe that perfectly blended elegance, engineering, and endurance. At first glance, the 280 CE doesn't scream for attention. It's subtle. Classic lines, clean chrome accents, and that unmistakable three-pointed star sitting proudly on the hood. But beneath that calm exterior lies the heart of a true Mercedes, a car designed to be driven for decades, not just years. Under the hood, the 280 CE came with the legendary 2.8-liter M110 inline-six engine, a masterpiece of its time. Smooth, strong, and incredibly reliable, it produced around 185 horsepower. Not outrageous by today's standards, but more than enough to deliver effortless power and silky acceleration. And because it was fuel-injected, it ran cleaner and smoother than most of its rivals. But what really made the 280 CE special wasn't just its engine, it was how it was built. Every door, every panel, every switch inside felt over-engineered, the kind of build quality that modern luxury cars can only dream about. Owners would often say, "It feels like it was carved from a single block of steel," and they weren't exaggerating. The interior was pure Mercedes sophistication. Real wood trim, solid metal switches, and seats built for comfort during long European drives. No screens, no distractions, just pure mechanical perfection. The car made you feel connected to the road in a way that few modern cars ever can. In terms of reliability, the 280 CE is practically immortal. Many examples have crossed 400,000 or even 500,000 kilometers with only routine maintenance, oil, filters, and the occasional suspension refresh. Mechanics still say the M110 engine is one of Mercedes' toughest creations, a motor that keeps going even when neglected. Maintenance costs, surprisingly, were reasonable for a luxury coupe. Yes, parts were premium, but the car's simplicity made it easy to repair. No unnecessary electronics, no complicated sensors, just honest German engineering. You could almost hear the engineers saying, "We built it right, so it doesn't break." Fuel economy was around 18 to 22 miles per gallon, depending on driving style, respectable for a straight six of that era. But let's be honest, no one buys a 280 CE for its mileage. They buy it for that feeling, the way it glides down the road, the way the doors close with a reassuring thunk, and the way it makes you feel like time has slowed down. Today, the 280 CE stands as one of the most timeless Mercedes models ever built. It's not just a car, it's a symbol of an era when craftsmanship came before cost-cutting. Collectors and enthusiasts worldwide call it one of the best forever cars, a machine that, with a little care, will outlive most modern vehicles. So why is the Mercedes-Benz 280 CE considered legendary? Because it represents everything Mercedes once stood for: durability, dignity, and design that never goes out of style. It wasn't about showing off. It was about showing what's possible when a brand commits to perfection. Even today, when you see a 280 CE cruising down the street, It still commands respect, not because it's loud or fast, but because it carries history in every curve. It's the kind of car that reminds you why we fall in love with automobiles in the first place. The Mercedes-Benz E500, DOW 124, 1991 to 1995. In the early 1990s, Mercedes-Benz created something extraordinary. A car that looked like an ordinary luxury sedan, but could outrun almost anything on the road. A car so perfectly engineered, even Porsche helped build it. That car was the Mercedes-Benz E500, the ultimate sleeper. At first glance, the E500 doesn't shout for attention. It's subtle. Clean lines, elegant proportions, and that solid W124 stance. But behind that quiet face lies a monster. Under the hood lives a 5.0-liter V8 engine, producing 326 horsepower and 480 newton-meters of torque. Numbers that, in the early 90s, could embarrass Ferraris. Press the throttle, and the E500 transforms from a calm cruiser into a missile. 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in just 5.5 seconds, faster than most sports cars of its era. And yet it does it all with class, silence, and absolute composure. What makes the story even more special? Every single 500 euros was hand-built, not just by Mercedes, but by Porsche. Yes, you heard that right. The W124's body was sent from Mercedes' factory to Porsche's facility in Zuffenhausen, where it was fitted with the wider body, the massive V8, and reworked suspension. Each car took 18 days to build, piece by piece. The result was a sedan that felt indestructible. The body was wider by 56 millimeters to fit the V8, giving it that muscular stance and deep planted look. It rode lower, handled sharper, and could cruise at 250 kilometers per hour all day long without breaking a sweat. Inside, it was pure 90s Mercedes luxury. Thick leather seats, real wood trim, and that unmistakable solid feel when you shut the door. Everything was built to last decades. The E500 wasn't just a fast car, it was the definition of German over-engineering. Reliability? Legendary. Even after 30 years, most E500s still start like clockwork. The M119 engine is known as one of Mercedes' most durable V8s ever, capable of 500,000 kilometers if maintained properly. Mechanics often joke, "You'll get tired before this engine does." The only weakness? Cost. The E500 wasn't cheap when new. In fact, it cost nearly double the price of a standard E-Class. But buyers knew what they were paying for. A Porsche-built V8-powered Mercedes that could handle like a dream and last a lifetime. Today, the E500 stands as a true collector's icon, a car that captures the very essence of what Mercedes once was: powerful, understated, and built with no compromises. Every time you see one on the road, it's a reminder that true performance doesn't always need loud spoilers or flashy badges. Sometimes real power hides behind elegance. That's why enthusiasts still call it the wolf in sheep's clothing, because behind that calm executive look lives one of the greatest performance sedans ever made. Mercedes-Benz S600 W140, 1991 to 1998. In the world of luxury sedans, one name still echoes through time: the Mercedes-Benz S600 W140. A car so over-engineered, it wasn't built for profit. It was built for perfection. The W140 wasn't just another S-Class. It was the pinnacle of Mercedes-Benz engineering. The last model made before accountants started telling engineers what to do. And that's exactly why this car earned the nickname, the last true S-Class. Under its massive hood lies a 6.0-liter V12 engine, producing 408 horsepower and 580 newton-meters of torque. Smooth, silent, and unbelievably powerful. This beast could launch its 2-ton body from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in just 6.3 seconds. But it never did it with drama, it did it with grace. The V12 didn't roar, it whispered authority. Even at 200 kilometers per hour, the cabin was so quiet, you could hear your own heartbeat. But the magic of the W140 wasn't just in its engine, it was in the details. The kind of details that no other car company would dare to include today. Double-glazed windows for absolute silence. Self-closing doors that sealed with a soft hiss. Power rear mirrors to help drivers see the end of the massive trunk. Even a small chrome antenna that automatically rose when you reversed, just to help you park perfectly. That's the level of obsession Mercedes engineers had in the 90s. Every switch, every sound, every panel, built like it was meant to last a century. The W140 was also one of the first cars to feature electronic stability control, double-pane insulation, and soft-close doors, features that would later become standard across luxury cars. And then there's the maintenance story. Yes, it's a complex machine. Maintaining a V12 isn't cheap, but those who've cared for their W140S know the truth. When serviced properly, these cars run like clockwork. The M120 V12 engine is a masterpiece, smooth, durable, and capable of doing 500,000 plus kilometers without major issues. Fuel economy? Let's be honest. The W140 S600 isn't about saving fuel. It's about experiencing power and comfort at their absolute peak. Expect around 6 to 7 kilometers per liter, depending on your driving. The W140 wasn't just for the rich. It was for presidents, kings, and legends. In fact, it was the official state car of many countries. Even Princess Diana, Boris Yeltsin, and Michael Jackson all owned one. That's how deep its reputation went. Even today, when one passes by, you feel its presence. That square, bold design, the deep chrome grille, the smooth body lines. It's not just a car. It's a statement of power and timeless elegance. In a world now filled with touch screens and fragile luxury, the W140 stands tall as a symbol of an era when Mercedes built cars with one mission, the best or nothing. That's why enthusiasts and collectors call it the last true S-Class. Because since then, no car has captured the same blend of authority, comfort, and engineering obsession that the W140 did. The Mercedes-Benz S600 W140 wasn't just a luxury sedan. It was a masterpiece of mechanical art. And even decades later, it remains a legend that refuses to fade.